Hi, hello everybody, welcome back to Gran Turismo 4. Let's get this, you guys. Half a tank. There goes the skyline. You can always tell that it's that skyline by the sound of his engine, man. We are on lap 71. Some thicker clouds rolling in over there. That's kind of nice because it's going to block the sun even more. Oh, just lost it there. Woo! Did you hear us tearing up the paint there? Awesome. This game is amazing. Incredulous. Come to get you. Woo. Yeah! Oh man, I forgot to mention that. And you guys want to know something cool? So I mentioned a little while ago, a couple of times, that I'm actually writing a game. Like an actual real game. Give me 1 second, you guys. Sitting uncomfortably, friggin' dog hair in my nose, everything is happening wrong. Good lord. That's what happens when I have a little cuddle with my dog before I start recording. Come on. Yeah, friggin', I mentioned a couple of times before, but I am actually writing a game. I'm writing 2 games now, and that's the new thing that I wanted to tell you guys. But I'm writing 2 games. I've actually been writing the first one for about fucking 4 years or something like that. I'm not just writing it, though. I'm literally the game's creator. And then a new game that I just started designing last year, it's called Antarctica, and it's a survival horror game. Yeah, I'm having a really good time writing a story. Being a writer, I guess you could say, right? Pretty cool stuff. I think it's pretty good. I was actually, once I was finished writing the story of Antarctica, I kind of wanted to like read it to you guys. Get an idea, or at least read you guys like chapter 1 or something like that, just to get an idea of what you guys think. You know? The other game that I've been writing for like 4 years, that I'm literally designing the entire fucking game, like the characters, the world, literally the entire fucking game is literally just me. When the credits roll on this game, it's going to say, credits. Me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, legit. Yeah, the other one that I've been writing for a very long time, it's called Blue Dreams, and it's a full-length, turn-based RPG with a beautiful story. I'm not gonna lie, that is my baby. I've written a lot of stories in my lifetime. Blue Dreams is by far the best story I've ever written, and I'm not gonna lie, I finished writing the actual story about 2 years ago, and I've read it over probably about 10 times. I shit you not, you guys. Every time I read it, it's not just because I wrote it, right? I need you to understand. It's like, people have egos. I don't really have that big of an ego, okay? So, yes, I am the person who wrote it, right? But that does not make it great to me, just because I wrote it. You understand what I mean? Like, if I were to compare right now Blue Dreams to Antarctica, Blue Dreams is 100 out of 100 compared to Antarctica. Blue Dreams is an amazing story. Absolutely amazing story. It's probably actually one of the best stories I've ever read before. Like, as I said, I've been finished writing the story for Blue Dreams for about 2 years, and I've read it over a bunch of times. And every time I read it over, I still get the emotions from it, still get the watery eyes. I still get the yeah moments from certain parts. You know, I still get like the fear moments from certain parts. I'm still feeling the feelings. You understand what I mean? And to me, that's how you know you've truly written a good story. Is if I've already... It's like, imagine it's your 15th time watching the same movie. You're not going to cry all 15 times at the, you know, pivotal moment of the film. You understand what I mean? You're only going to feel that true emotion 1 or 2 times. Like the first time you watch it and maybe the second time you watch it. But not fucking 15 times over. If you can watch the same movie 15 times and still get the same emotional response from it, whoa, that you did the first time you watched it, that's how you know that that is a damn good movie, okay? That's how that works. And me being the actual writer of it, it's like, I don't just know what's going to happen next. I'm the guy that came up with what's happening next. You understand what I mean? So it's like, it is ingrained into my mind. I can visualize every single one of these moments down to a millimeter of, you know, like it's... I'm very into it, you understand what I'm trying to say? So for me to not only be the one that wrote it, be the one that came up with it, you know, the designer of it, and still receive a valid, emotional response from reading it, I know it's good. You understand what I mean? I know it's good. I don't know it's good just because I'm the one that wrote it. Like I said, I'm not an egotistical fucking person. I've never been that way. I'm standoffish, sure, but not egotistical. You know, standoffish is way different than having an ego. An ego is like, I'm the best, right? Like, and you try to actually confirm that in your own mind, even though it might not be true. Whereas a standoffish person will say, I could probably do that, and then give it a shot, right? And not really care about the outcome, whether I win or lose, right? That's a standoffish person. Well, being standoffish is a good thing, you know? Makes it so that nobody else can really influence your own thoughts. That's what being standoffish does. Having an ego just makes it so that, you know, that guy's wrong and you're right. You know, it's a very more direct thing to have an ego than it is to be standoffish. I can even say that there are a few moments in the story where it's like, it's kind of rolling along a little bit slowly, and I'm like, I kind of wish that I maybe included something else or did something else, but it has such a fine flow to it that as you read, there is like lulls, there's lows and highs and lows and highs. It's a very good ride, I find. At least I think it is. I think it's a beautiful story, and I would love to read it to you guys at some point. It's very long, though. Blue Dreams is very long. Like, I'm not lying. It takes about 2 weeks to read the entire story. Shit you not. Just the story. It's pretty big. Well, yeah, there's 150 bosses, 9 main characters, 150 bosses. It's a very intricate story that wraps around itself a few times, sort of leaving the player, would leave the player left in mystery and intrigue as to what is actually happening until it's kind of all revealed in like the halfway point of the game. And then the player really, what's it called? I kind of reveal everything like halfway through to allow the player to actually really understand what's going on, understand the drive of the characters that they're playing as, understand the importance of what our heroes are trying to do here. I'm actually getting a little emotional just talking about it, I'm not gonna lie. That's how good it actually is, you guys. And again, I am not just saying that because I'm the guy that wrote it, right? I made it so it's the best! No, that's not even anywhere close. Like, if it was bad, it's fucking bad. If it's bad, it's bad. You know what I mean? As I said, Antarctica, compared to Blue Dreams, Antarctica is like a baby. And Blue Dreams is like fucking, I don't even know, a god, essentially. A deity compared to Blue Dreams, or compared to Antarctica's story. Now, they are obviously from different genres. Blue Dreams is a strategy turn-based RPG, like Star Ocean or Final Fantasy, and then Antarctica is literally survival horror. So, a little bit different games. So obviously the stories have to be a little bit different than each other. You know, I can't have like this incredibly intriguing, mysterious story in a survival horror game. Come on, survival horror needs to be understood, right? Like, you know, like for example, you know, Resident Evil, right? We know who the enemy is. Fucking zombies. Pretty simple shit. Creatures of the darkness are the enemies, okay? But in a game like a RPG, like Blue Dreams, the enemy can be anyone. You understand what I mean? The enemy can be that guy there. It could be that guy over there. In fact, that enemy over there might not actually even be an enemy. And that was the beauty I found in writing Blue Dreams. So basically the game takes place during the course of a war. The game literally opens on a battlefield where one side, you know, loses very handily to the other side. It's basically like people with swords and shields and horseback versus the other side, which has like intergalactic starships and shit like that. It's a one-sided fight, right? The opening of the game, and that is the Empire, if you guys are wondering. Come on. So basically, it's a very intricate story. I don't really want to say too much, to be honest with you, but it's basically the entire game story takes place over the course of about a year. And we basically are just kind of, right from the get, we are basically just thrown into this war, if you will. Right from the opening scene, you're just tossed into this war. But then I do something very cool where we go 100 years into the future, right after that, 100 years later. And basically, this local town called Celeste is having a celebration called the Centurion, where they're celebrating 100 years of peace. I am actually getting extremely emotional just talking about this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting the feels right now, you guys. It's so good, I can't even. Like, it's so good. But basically, essentially what happens, if you couldn't figure it out there, is that there's a war 100 years ago. One side wins over the other side with very obvious, completely overwhelming one-sided force. And then the next 100 years after that, basically this one side, the Empire, bad guys, essentially have been ruling over this galaxy for 100 years, right? So all the civilian population and everyone else, they've basically been, like, living under the watchful eye of the Empire for 100 years. And our story basically picks up with our two main characters, Azur and Irina, a brother and sister. And yeah, I really don't want to get into too much more than that because I'll kind of reveal one of the most pivotal moments in the game is actually, within like the first 10 to 15 minutes of playing the game, the scene that I wrote, every time I start reading it over again, just leaves my jaw on the floor every single time. It's so heartbreaking and so emotional, and it's really good, you guys. It is actually really good. And I would love to see it get made. I mean, it's basically already made. All I need is a studio, man, and some people to actually make the damn game. It's that simple. And I'm sure that anybody that reads that story, they would come back to me and say, dude, that's fucking amazing. Like, holy shit. Because it is really good. And again, I've got to stress that, you know, I understand I'm the guy that wrote it, right? But it's not just good because I wrote it. It's good because it's good. It's good because it's damn good, actually. I don't like tooting my own horn a whole lot, but it is fucking good. Really good. It's an incredible, incredible story. Antarctica has a great story as well. It's a survival horror game, so, you know, it's kind of quick moving, and if things are over quick, you kind of get thrown into this, and chaos, and, you know, survival horror, man. Shit. Come on! Scraping off the wax and plastic. Yeah, so I was thinking of possibly reading some of that to you guys. It would actually take me like a fucking 100 episodes to read you all of Blue Dreams. I shit you not. But it would probably only take me about 10, maybe 8 to 10 episodes to actually read Antarctica to you guys. Which is a pretty decent story. Again, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty decent story for Antarctica. It's, how do I say it? It's more or less character building. The story for Antarctica is a lot of character building. Whereas the story itself is very, you know, kind of straightforward. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's the actual base story itself is very straightforward. But the characters themselves, I don't want to say the word diverse, because I'm not a fucking woke piece of shit. These games are actually amazing. We don't got any fucking gay bullshit going on in these fucking games, and no, I don't give a shit about saying these words anymore. YouTube can literally suck my balls! You know? But, the character building on Antarctica was kind of cool to do, because it was like I was able to give these people some pretty good lore and whatnot. Obviously, Blue Dreams is an RPG, so the character building on that is like next fucking level. But it was a lot of fun to make these two games. I'm really hopeful for the future for these two games. These are not the only two games that I'm going to be writing. I actually have two games in the back of my head right now that I have been wanting to begin writing for a very long time, but because I'm working on the other two at the moment, I can't write 4 fucking games at the same time, you know? I'm just one person here. Plus I gotta fucking do other shit too. I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day. So, I'm a very busy guy, you guys. I'm a very, very busy guy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, from the moment I wake up, I'm like, fucking go, 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 go. That's why sometimes I have trouble keeping up with, my YouTube schedule sometimes, every once in a while. Because I'll end up getting really busy with something. And, not realizing that I'm, like, quickly running out of episodes to upload, you understand what I mean? Come on! And then I essentially have to just sort of stop everything, hit the stop button on everything else, like what I did to record literally this race right here. I wanted to keep writing Blue Dreams today, because that's what I was doing all day yesterday. So, I kind of have my mindset on Blue Dreams. Not the story, like I said, I finished writing the story about 2 years ago. What I'm doing right now is basically like NPC dialogue and all kinds of stuff like that. So, it's a lot, you guys. It's a lot. I mean, there's 150 bosses in the game, and I don't say that as an exaggeration. There is literally, precisely, 150 bosses. 150. There's not 152, there's not 148, there's 150. I'm not rounding off or anything like that. There's actually 150 bosses in this game. Pretty good. Pretty big game. A lot of thought went into it, too. The whole entire game takes place in an entire solar system, where there's, it's a binary star system, meaning that there's 2 stars, or 2 suns instead of 1. There is 8 planets in the system, and yes, you can go to all 8 planets. Yes, all 8 planets are very different from each other. Yes, there is stuff going on all 8 planets. Yes, everything else that you're wondering is a yes. As I said, I've been writing that one for about 4 years. A lot of work has gone into that. An overwhelming amount of work, actually. It's about 20,000 lines deep on my notepad on my computer. So, it's a lot. It is an awful lot, actually. Never had more fun in my life than writing the story for Blue Dreams and doing what I'm doing right now. I'm not gonna lie, I've never actually had more fun in my life than doing YouTube and writing games. And This is what I love, you know? I love playing games. I fucking love video games. I have been playing games ever since I was 5 fucking years old. RPGs have always been my favorite game, so... types of game, favorite genre. So I've always been a very story-oriented person. And if you've watched enough of my content, you should fucking know by now that I'm a pretty intelligent person. You know? So, I can write a good story, you guys. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I was kind of interested in seeing what you guys would think about that. Yeah, 500. Putting in. Yeah, I was kind of interested to see if you guys maybe would want me to make a series out of it. And read you the story and you know, the character bios and different things like that. And there's so much to it, right? Skyline 54A fitting in. Yeah, there's so much to it that I really would be excited to actually read it to you guys. I'm not kidding. And I know a lot of you guys are classic gamers, RPG fans, and stuff like that, so this would be great for you guys, I think. I think you guys would get a good kick out of it. Although I also don't want to spoil the living hell out of it, and then have the game actually created, and then everybody already knows what's going to happen in this amazingly diverse story. Minus the word diverse there. It's just... I don't say... The word diverse to me means, variance. It means that the game has variance. It doesn't mean that there's going to be fucking bisexual dinosaurs and shit like that in my game. I'd love to start my own studio. I'd put all these other fucking studios completely out of fucking business. And why is that? Because all these studios right now are literally just making BLM LGBT games, which only sell to 4% of the world. Because nobody gives a fuck about that shit anymore. You people have been shoving it down everybody's throats for so long that nobody fucking cares anymore. Like the boy that cried wolf. Oh, right now you're screaming wolf, 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 and nobody's coming. And you did that to your goddamn selves. You know what I mean? Shit. And don't even try to say some dumb shit to me, alright? My great-grandfather was black? Shit, you not? My great-grandfather was black? So shut the fuck up. All of you little fucking goofballs out there, shut the fuck up. Oh. Big flash there. That fucked me up. Whoa. Yeah, I literally have black people in my family. I literally have a couple of LGBT people in my family as well. So go ahead and fucking call me an istinophobe and all your other stupid little trap cards that you want to lay down flat. Haha, Yugi! You've activated my trap card! This trap card is called I'm Offended. It prevents you from saying anything intelligent. And it allows me to use this card. Ha! In conjunction with this one, I now play the fucking Gauntlet of Time, which has all of these magical letters in there that I'll now use to destroy your character from the inside out. This is the Ist card, and this one is the Phobe card. Like, nobody likes these games. You ever wonder what the fuck is happening to the world of gaming right now? This is why, people. This is why. Because they're trying to pander to the government's audience, and not the actual gaming audience. I mean, just look at Dragon Age Veilguard. Yeah. I don't even have to say anything else, or at least I shouldn't. Considering the very first lines, literally the opening conversation in that game is one of these dragon, lady, creature, man, people, hippopotamus, fucking dandelion things, trying to explain to all the other fucking letter people in the room, right, to all the other abbreviated people in the room what their pronouns are. Shut the fuck up. Nobody fucking cares. Did you hear what I said there? You're the only person that cares. That's the craziest part. 4% of the planet cares about what your mental disorder is. You know, I want to sell my game to 96% of the planet, not 4. You understand what I mean? So if anybody's thinking that maybe this game would have new age elements in it, right? Modern elements. Yeah, there's no modernity in my game. Suck a dick. And that's why I was saying, like, I'm actually kind of even considering somehow starting my own fucking studio, my own publisher. With a group of normal-brained human beings, right? With human beings, not dolphins and fucking papayas and shit like that everybody can, you know, you can be a guardrail today if you want. Look, that's a human being right there, you guys, not a guardrail. Oh, I just hit that guy. I mean, that's what 2025 looks like to a normal human being. Got motherfuckers identifying as trees and shit out here. What the fuck is going on? So I decided to make a game that literally does not have any of those elements at all. And that's also not to say that, like, everybody in my game is white or something like that as well. There are many different ethnicities of people in both of the games as well. There are many different ethnicities. That's not something that I'll avoid doing. There are fucking other ethnicities of people that exist in the world. Duh, you understand what I mean? But all the other, what do I call it? The mind poison, the mind virus bullshit, that's not in my game at all. So if you guys are actually excited to, maybe, you know, hear me read off some of it, for you guys in a couple of videos, I wouldn't mind doing that, not at all. I would actually be really excited to do that, to be honest for you. Yeah, man, we have reached the end of this episode here today. We got one more set to go out here, you guys. We are almost done this race. Thank you guys for coming out watching this episode of Gran Turismo 4. Do me a favor, you guys, leave a like on the video, maybe even subscribe to the channel. And then I freaking love you, and I wish you the total best. Hope you guys have a freaking awesome rest of your day, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. So you better be sure to have a good bye-bye.